So this is a self-inquiry facilitation with Kiloby inquiries, and my audio was not working, so I'm just briefly going to guide you through the first period of me looking at the energy of giving up. So there was an online meeting that I had, well, was a recording, a video recording, and after finishing that recording, there was this energy that was really present with me, and I couldn't continue working at all. And the energy was loudly saying, I don't want to do this. I want to give up online presence. So I was just sitting with the discomfort and that energy and the need to disconnect and hide. And the image of that recently recorded video came up, and the boomerang around it. And in that video, I felt as if I was dominating the conversation. So when I looked at that image, the boomerang, from that image, what does it say about me, told me I am self-absorbed. Eventually, that brought up a lot of emotions, and I couldn't understand what was happening because the emotion felt much older than that video, which led me to an image of my mom and my oldest son's pain from the seeking, self-absorbed years prior to awakening. And that brought a lot of tears, and just further allowing more space, and to a point where I actually had to really focus shift from the tears and the crying, and in the focus shifting, noticing that my audio was off. But here I am, sitting with something I thought was so recent, some recent trigger, and sitting with that energy, I found these resemblance, or even this attached thread to the energy that was happening years and years before, because my ego was very, very intense and was very, very, very self-absorbed, and was creating a lot of pain to people around me as well as for myself. But it reminded me that energy of self-absorption in the video kind of dominating the stage and sharing my story. How powerful these inquiries can be, and just remembering how intensely in that moment of intensity, being so identified with the emotion that was happening, I just remember the powerful tool of focus shifting that allowed me to step out of the emotion and the identification with the emotion, because I could no longer guide myself so clearly, and just focus shifting outside of the emotion and opening my eyes and focusing on the camera brought about this disengagement with the emotion, and being able to reorient myself back into self-inquiry, but this time engaging from more spaciousness and presence. And back into not sure what happens with the audio. I just noticed the microphone was off. Just a deep breath, letting go, coming back again, checking in with the images. They're all gone. Coming back again to any sensations in the body. There's a bit of shakiness in my chest. Gonna be for a moment here, just checking in. It's very quiet. I don't have any images or words. So I'm just gonna check in with the only thing that is present, which is a little bit of the shakiness in my chest. I'm gonna check in with that sensation. What does it mean? Quiet. Simply quiet. What was the first time? When was the first time it was felt? I don't know how it's related, but somehow an imagery of this 6-year-old trauma is coming up a lot. What does it say about me? This picture, looking at the picture right now, of the 6-year-old me hidden in the closet. What does it say about me? I need to hide. I want to disappear. I'm not welcomed. But none of these words have any Velcro actually. There's no Velcro in the body. They just kind of land into emptiness and disappear. So I'm going to check in with the reverse inquiry I said initially around this video that was recently created. So I can monologue about my story and be self-absorbed as much as I want. There's nothing there. I'm not self-absorbed. I am self-absorbed. I am fully absorbed into myself. I don't care about anyone else. Everything seems to be neutral now. So I'm going to check in again with the images that were coming just before I started focus shifting. And it was of my mom and my older son, and the intensity of the ego for the past 4 years before awakening was very strong and very, very self-absorbed. So I'm just going to check in with that. If those images, so looking at those images, what does it say? What does it say about me? I'm irresponsible. I should be ashamed of myself. Yeah. But interesting, they're not Velcroed. There's no response in the body. So I'm just going to look at the words and see if anything's there hidden. So I should be ashamed of myself. I'm irresponsible. I'm looking at the words. Responsible somehow stands the most. So I'm going to give my attention to the word irresponsible. And that brings about a picture of my children right now and how overly responsible I am. So I'm just going to put that into the pile. So irresponsible and overly responsible together, looking at those. So what do I get out of believing I'm irresponsible? Yeah, it's like it's inapplicable anymore. It's almost like the old energy just wanted to get out because irresponsible is not applicable. I don't function this way anymore. So there's no utility behind it, but there was, and created a lot of struggle and havoc and for my mom and my son and myself. So just there's a lot of spaciousness actually right now. There's nothing stays, everything just lands into this calm rest space. I'm ready to re-engage with life. I don't need to hide. It's all good. Oof, what a ride. Thank you for holding space for me. Take care. Much love. Dookie eye. You'll be so much freer. My goodness.